All right, here we go. All right, happy Monday, everybody, and welcome to your daily lighting challenge. Not challenge, critique. So I did preemptively apologize for what I call the lackluster hammering upstairs for me. It's an upstairs neighbor doing some work and not sounding very motivated about it. Just kind of like it's not very energetic. It's very, very lazy. So okay. I wanted to start with Stephanie here. So Stephanie, for those who don't know, this is I'll let it keep playing. This is a project that was that I believe is in the Unreal Engine library that she was able to download and begin working with, and it looks great. She ran into a problem where the original file became corrupt, and so we're just trying to do some last minute cleanup stuff. And the biggest area that we were looking at was the shadow quality of the light cast on the ground from these two characters. And looking at the two of them, like this one I think actually works pretty well where it's there, it's grounded, and it's not super dense. This now matches up much better to that. And I think let's play through this little area. I think it's all working. So yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks good. Yeah. Let's check these two. Sorry, now I'm just being my normal noodly self where I just like step through a handful of frames. I think that's okay. Okay, cool. All right, I think it's good. I think we're ready to clap for this one. Sorry, Stephanie, to make you go through that. I was just doing my due diligence. All right, does anybody have any notes on this before? Because literally Stephanie was adjusting those shadows without a shadow pass, without being able to access the original file. And hopefully, not only do you have a good project from this, but hopefully this has been a good learning experience on the difficulties of corrupt files. And I'm so sorry you had to go through this, but hopefully never again. You guys ready to clap a little bit for her? She's worked hard on this one. All right.
Yeah.
Good job. Let's do it. Woo!
Yay.
All right. Well deserved. Even the hammering got a little more excited up there. All right. All right. Let's take a look at Chris's here. So just as a reference reminder, it's this shot from Toy Story 4. They're popping up. I love the eyes on these characters. They're super cute. And the overall lighting, again, we were working on the softness, getting the good rim light, getting it all to kind of match up there. So we've got Adam popping up in a similar vein as these two characters. I think it's looking great. The only thing I'm thinking after being away from him for a couple of days is I'm wondering if the overall rim light on him is just it's just a little over the top on the intensity. I think.
I was. I looked at the reference with the fresh set of eyes this morning, and I noticed the same thing. So I started playing around with it in comp, but I didn't render it out yet.
Yeah.
I'm bringing down the highlights a little bit, and I see it looks better.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty much it. I think the color of his skin is looking a lot better.
Do you think that the darks are too dark in comparison to the reference?
It's darker than the reference for sure. Whether it's too dark, I like that could be one of those artistic like forks in the road that you take, that you're like, you know what, I recognize that the reference is this way and I'm choosing to go in a slightly different direction.
So when you're reviewing reels and you're comparing the reference, you're not looking for a perfect one-to-one match?
Not always. I mean, it depends. Like there are times when you basically, but here's the thing. If you're doing it to match it exactly, I would put the reference images in there. If you're not, and it breaks off a little bit, it breaks off enough from the reference where that would be a problem, I just say don't include the reference images in the demo reel. They still aided to the final project, and they definitely help. But at that point, it's like I would side with don't put it on there. So if the goal is to match it perfectly, then let's lighten the shadows and get it to match up a little better. But I don't think for this project that we necessarily need to match it that closely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When he's coming up, wouldn't he start out darker? Unless the light is hitting, because like when he, like even when he first pops up, his hair is really brightly lit.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it kind of start out a little darker and then get more lit as he comes down? Because it kind of looks as he's coming up like it's just being superimposed against a backplate.
Yeah.
It's not like he's interacting with the light.
Yeah, that's fair. I do want to give that a shot. Maybe the
Yeah.
easy way to do that would be to render the key pass separately and then just like fake that, or you can or the key light can have a cone angle that hits him, that only hits him when he starts to pop up, or a light blocker. There's a couple different ways that you can do that.
I can figure that out.
Yeah, I think that's a great note.
Yeah, thanks, Kat.
No worries.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for the extra work,
Your
dude.
words.
No, it's great.
No,
It's
cool.
great.
I like it.
All right, cool. All right, let's hop over into Justin's. All right. So Justin, you're still working through some depth of field stuff, right?
Yeah, I just haven't animated the proper depth of field yet, so I'm just kind of playing with it.
That's fine.
So exclude that.
Got it. Yeah. Let's see. I'm looking at her skin. I'm wondering if we can. It's feeling a little broad, like lit with very broad light in some of these spots. I'm wondering if we could. Maybe not. I'm wondering why I'm feeling that way. I think it's her outfit, because her skin actually looks pretty good. I think it's just her outfit is a little bit matte, and I want to kind of tighten that up a little bit and get some more speckiness out of it. Yeah, because her skin itself looks pretty good. Background, I like the background a lot. I'm wondering if there isn't let me say this. I'm wondering if there isn't an opportunity to add some lower contrast areas, but I don't think so. What I was looking at was like, so there's some high contrast here. There's high contrast in the background. As we get like in here, there's like some of these darks are just getting very dark in here, and I'm wondering if we shouldn't just lift those a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I can try that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then get from there. Looking at the robot. Yeah, that's a nice combination of the warm and like the cool, because he's blue now, and that warm light on him actually looks pretty nice, because he's staying true to his blue color, but also picking up some of that warmth. I like that. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me open this up to you all. I think this is good.
Should there be some more rim light when she's flipping? Or maybe get a little brighter because she's getting closer to the light.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good point. She goes up this way. She's getting around this light. Yeah, this light could possibly get some like rim up on her leg and around here, and then as she comes back down this way, that's good too, because it really does emphasize the arc of her body shape as she's going through this pose. That's good. And then especially and then when she lands down too, it would be cool to get this, to kind of highlight her Marvel superhero landing on one knee pose. Yeah, this is great. This is looking really good. All right, cool. Does that sound good? Do you have any questions, Justin? Yeah.
Nope, that works good.
All right, let's hop over into the stills. Kat. So this is looking really rad. I am excited about this.
And it's not a fight scene.
There's not a fight scene. That's great. It's the opposite. It's like your meditation between your fights. You were talking about like you wanted to alter the placement of things. Is that true? Like you wanted to shift some of this stuff around? Is that what you were saying?
Well, the plants I need to get some more ground cover in there because that's the material that's on the ground kind of just looks flat. So I need to get some more ground cover.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I want the tree branch, because in that shot, you know how it's all branches,
Mm-hmm.
you don't really, or trunks, you don't see the leaves. So I'm debating if I want to make it more trunks like that.
Yeah.
And less leaves. I haven't decided. But
Yeah, I mean,
This is just like hours of messing around in Unreal over the weekend, so I'm kind of happy with it.
I think you should be. I think the biggest thing, yes, the ground cover and the kind of the staging and the layout, yes. I also think, and this is one of those, I'm not sure where Unreal lies with this, but like just getting more secondary light into these shadow areas. They're a little dense.
This is just one light. You can hook basically a directional light into the atmosphere light, and basically it makes your directional like the sun, which is cool because then you can shift it and it'll be really cool. So yeah, this is just one light.
Cool.
And volume matrix.
Well,
I was gonna do that too.
Yeah, the thing about it that I like about the light is it definitely feels like the sun, right? Like if it's the same way that this one does, where it's like it's kind of blowing out in these small areas. Like it feels like the intensity, the warmth, the heat, the energy of the sun, which is nice. And then so just keep working with it. You've got it. But I think your structure is really good. And for just one light, it's looking good.
Isn't it crazy though? Like how good it looks with just one light. It's like
sometimes things just work out, man. Like sometimes it's just like it just starts to come together from the beginning, and you're like, okay, this is, and that's when it's easy. It's rare, but yeah. But I think yeah. Basically, just keep going.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Abishek, back to Poker Puss. All right. So we got the reference here, the reference table here. This is the previous version, and then we've updated it to this. So, is it? Did I get those? Yeah. Okay, cool. So, this light is on. It feels much better. Like this area is really nice. Up here, you know what? I think now that this is nice and bright, I think you can actually maybe tone this area down a little bit, because I think that starts to make it feel just. Let me say that. It just kind of looks transparent, but we're not seeing the bulb itself. And I'll buy that that's a little bit denser and it's just light coming out here. So I think we can stick to this. Double check the shadow down there and make sure that that's happening correctly, because it feels like there would be a little bit of shadow cast down from this, but we're not seeing it. Just double check that. The red on the character looks a lot better. I like that. I'm looking at these specular highlights. These two little specular highlights might be a little bit bright. I mean, I get it entirely because it's a reflection of that top-down light, but overall, from the aesthetics of the characters, I really like the way that this this light kind of specks up across the front of him. Like it kind of gives him more of a texture, where these kind of read as just like sharp dots, and so. Maybe just, if you can, break up those specular highlights in the shader a little bit more. Just because, like I said, anything to kind of make it look like that. And you can do that, maybe if you have an AOV with the spec separate, you can just kind of blur those and soften them a little bit. And then see if you can soften the shadow from the playing cards. Because this almost looks like there's a light coming in like this way from off screen, as opposed to...
No, actually.
Is it coming from top down?
Yeah, it's all coming from top down only.
Okay. Well, then I guess just increase the radius of that light a little bit to soften the shadow.
Yeah, I can do that.
Cool.
I can do that.
Cool.
And Mike, on the last one, you told that need to for this TV glow.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you remember that you told me that spread out more TV glow like that.
Yeah.
How can I do that? I didn't get that actually.
The way that I would do it is to, I would actually do it more as like a volume, like I would try and create like a volumetric light with an area light, like do a volumetric pass in the render with an area light here,
Okay.
Facing outward this
Yeah.
way, and then it'll kind of, it'll look like that because. What ends up happening when you're
I got it.
when you're just
Yeah, I got it.
cool.
Yeah, I got it. Just put a volumetric light and has some little volume
Mm-hmm.
that has been coming out from that.
Yeah.
Like that only, no?
Yeah.
Okay, I will try that.
Yeah. Give that a go.
And there is one more thing in this tentacles specular. I'm not able to control the specularity actually.
Really? I mean, the specularity in the tentacles actually, like, I kind of like it. Like, I think it's looking pretty well. You're unable to control it in the shader or in the comp or both or either, I guess.
Okay.
Are you able to control it are you saying you're not able to control it when you're rendering it or when you're compositing it?
In rendering actually it's looking like noisy, like some of them are little bit noisy. I think so.
Yeah, this one looks a lot
I
here.
tried to increase the sample also, but still not able to get it.
That's a little odd. Are you using Arnold to render? If I remember right.
Yeah, I'm using Arnold.
I'm trying to think, like, that shouldn't. That's odd that it's doing that. Because it almost looks like it's like motion blurred a little bit. It's weird. What resolution is this at? Is this let's see. This looks like. So it might just be because the image is smaller in size. Like this is like a half of a resolution. Try rendering it out at like 1920 by 1080. And seeing if that works in, because it might just be the low resolution of it.
Yeah, currently it is in 540 resolution.
Yeah, try doubling that and see if that works. Okay.
I'll try that.
Anybody else have any notes on this? I think this is looking pretty good. I would, like, in some situations, I would say it's a little too dark underneath here, but I think it's okay. I think it's okay for what we're going for. Okay. All right, cool. I see this is highlighted. Let's see if there's anything new. Oh, we've got a couple here. All right. Ruby?
Yeah.
Are you still there?
Thanks.
Oh, you're
Thanks,
welcome.
Mike.
You are welcome. All right. Oh, I forgot about this little guy. All right, we got Raul. And, oh, more reference Ruby. Okay, cool. So, Ruby, are you there? All right, put this.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so we've got, this is the first render. This was the original render, right? From the artist that created it? Okay.
Yeah.
And then this is in, so for this reference, you are looking to go more colorful with it overall.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
I'm
So,
gonna do the whole big different.
yeah. Yeah, the beak's very cool. I've never seen that before. That's very, very neat. So the color focus, the sunlight coming in here. The beak, I mean, like, we have a good base value for what we're looking at. It's just like, it's just pretty overcast feeling on the lighting for right now. I think we really need to, similar to what Kat was doing. Yeah. Was with that sunlight, like, really kind of, it's very difficult to put into words, but you know it when you see it, right? Like this kind of warmth, glow, energy of a light shining through. So the key with that too is to make sure it feels directional. You know, like if it's probably coming in from this screen left direction on down. So we'll want to see that left to right fall off in the plants and the surrounding objects in the beak and kind of coming across him there. Now the white, this is the difficulty of a character like this, is they have both white fur and black fur. So like the white fur is the feathers are going to want to get very bright very quickly, while the black ones will probably still look black. So what you'll have to do is combine lighting on if the light's coming in from the screen left side, combine the lighting on the front side of them so that it looks like it's so it's not blowing that out, and then giving some specularity on the back side of him, like some lights or something reflective, because this black hair, black feathers, black hair, whatever's back there, won't how to say this? It won't because it's so dark. it won't respond to light directly to it, but what it'll respond to is if there's reflection on it or like specularity on it, and it's reflecting something else. So that'll be the tough balance. Plus, getting your new cool beak in there, will be the challenge part to that. Yeah, and then like because we have this density of plants behind it, we'll need to find ways to. It's almost like it kind of not. I mean, you can blur it, but like with lighting, kind of pull it apart so you can feel like there's layers stepping back of it, if there are.
Okay.
I think there are, if I remember right from the file. Do you have any? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was having some issues with the black fur, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't get it to read it properly. Like, if you see your reference picture from the download site, that one's, like, all nice and fluffy. And mine, it's, like, the back. And when I was, like, doing the lighting and all, and I did, like, a render, it looked like I can see the little arms, the wings. So I'm like, why I can't see the...
I'm wondering if the cache isn't set up properly.
Because I was trying to get that reflection that you said from behind, and I couldn't get anything. It was like just the skin.
You know what? You might have to. Are you able to? Are you able to control the shader a little bit? Like maybe just try putting something that almost looks like metal on it, and just see if that'll pick up at first. Like kind of go over the top with the look of it, just to make sure it's working, and then start to make it more feathery.
So control the shader of
the black part of the fur. I mean, of the feathers. I keep calling it fur. It does look furry though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say basically what I do in these situations where I can't feel like I'm controlling it is I go to extreme lengths. I go to I make it like bright red. I'll make it metal. I'll make it something look totally different. And then start to pull that back to where it was, so that I have an understanding of what's going on, and B, like you don't, because what happens is you don't want to go in there and start fine tuning specularity and getting frustrated that you can't see anything, just to find out that the whole system is kind of broken and you aren't actually changing anything, right? Like that, like so just make sure that you have control over it first, and then we can start dialing in the look.
All right.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah. Very cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I haven't seen this guy in a while. I'm excited to see him lit up again. And also, it could be something like, because this was set up for, I think, Maya 2018. So there, if you're using 2022 or something, there may be a problem transferring the cache over. So just be aware of that as you're going forward with it. So we have to do some debugging on it. All right. Make sure this is everyone. Okay. All right, Raul. This is... The sagging ropes is cool. I like coming in here, hitting this. This is my gut instinct, because again, like I'm just seeing this, is that it's an odd combination of being clean and dirty at the same time. Like these poles I guess they're poles. The ladders that you climb into the pool are like super clean, like they've just been polished. But then there's like graffiti and there's darkness. So it's kind of a weird combination. So I think if we're gonna go the graffiti route, we got to make it grungier. We got to make it dirtier. We got to make the water less pretty, because right now it's still that like kind of pretty green color. And then we've got to make the inside of the swimming pool dirty. We've got to make the ground dirty to kind of match what's going on in the graffiti. And then the other thing is the scale of the graffiti messes with our perception of how big this room is. So, because like think about like an artist going across, like this is like 30 feet across to get it. Like that's a really cool thing if you're able to pull that off. But I don't see a lot of graffiti artists doing that. And usually, or at least if that was there, a lot more of these would be smaller. right? So we need to see some smaller detail of graffiti, because like when you think about it, some of the images are like, let's see, I don't have this in Photoshop. Let's back up. Some of the images would just be like a graffiti thing, like right in there, or just like, kind of painted on the ground right here, or like so it's not that everything, so it's like it's fine to have some of these bigger ones, but intermix them with smaller elements as well. The caustics on the wall look really cool. For now, I would probably pull those off just to make sure we got everything else looking right. No, I take that back. Leave them on. They're looking pretty good. I like them. I get worried that they get distracted, but I think in this case it might be okay. I do like the overall haze that you have going on up here. I think that's working really well. The colors of the windows are interesting because it feels like a lot of cool light coming in, like bluish, greenish light coming in through that window, which is nice if the mood that we're trying to create being kind of creepy and kind of, I guess just creepy. I don't know, spooky. I think that works out. I think that works out pretty well. If you were trying to make it like this is somebody's childhood pool and they're about to restore it, then I would push you to go a little warmer with that. But if it's like it truly, in fact, kind of a creepy scenario, I think that blue-green light works out pretty well. But yeah, so biggest thing for me is just scale of the graffiti and making this room look dirtier as a whole, and then we'll go from there. All right, I think that's everyone for today. Yeah. All right. Welcome back from the weekend, everybody. Tomorrow, I'm going to. There's a good chance I'll need to cancel the critique tomorrow. I'm coming on the last of some oral surgery. I'm almost done. It'll be done in a couple weeks. Tomorrow's the last tomorrow, and then one more in a couple weeks, and then I think I'm done. So, but I may not be able to give a video critique tomorrow. I'll probably just do some typing and write some stuff out to you guys. So just a heads up on that. So
you poor thing. You go to the dentist way too much.
It sucks, man. It's just if I haven't explained this before, I had when I was a kid, I needed a tooth implant, and so they put one in. It was all good, and then 20 years later, there was a problem, and they needed to take it out. And I had an infection on my jaw, so now they're just getting that all back in place. So
I actually had a similar problem because I had a tooth knocked out when I was little. And they told me that when you get your teeth knocked out when you're little, it affects your canals. Like it changes, like something in your mouth like does not develop properly, and it causes problems when you're an adult.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. So that's, I think, yeah. So it's like they're like, oh, well, you don't have bone density on your jaw there. Like, I don't know what to do about that. Like, I didn't mean for that to happen. But I'm almost done with it, and then I'll just be a normal person that goes to get cleanings every 6 months, and it's going to be fine until it goes bad again. But we'll see. I think it'll be fine.
Good luck.
Yeah, tell your kids when you have them to take care of their teeth, because it matters. Because then they'll just be a grown man who has to go to the dentist 5 times a week. All right, guys, thank you all so much. I will see you all very soon.
Thanks.
All right, be good.